Good evening and welcome to the Friday edition of Source 16 News at 10. Thanks for joining us. Topping our news this hour, a federal judge today sentenced Karen Cunningham Cipher to 87 months imprisonment in connection to her extortion attempt of basketball coach Rick Pitino. U.S. District Judge Charles R. Simpson also ordered 2 years of supervised release after Cipher serves her prison sentence. Following 8 days of trial, a jury convicted Cipher on August 6th of last year of extortion, making false statements to FBI agents, and 1 count of retaliation against a witness. Back in February 2009, Cipher threatened to harm Pitino's reputation by going to the media accusing him of raping her on 2 occasions and caused her to have an abortion unless he paid her millions in cash, a luxury car, and a house. The adoptive brother and biological cousin of 9-year-old Amy Dye was indicted today by the Todd County Grand Jury. Court records show that 17-year-old Garrett Dye of 911 Dogwood Lane, Trenton, will be tried as an adult and was indicted on murder, resisting arrest, and tampering with physical evidence. According to the indictment, the 17-year-old caused the death of Amy when he repeatedly hit her in the head with a hydraulic jack handle on February 4th. An autopsy revealed that Amy died of multiple blunt force trauma. Garrett then allegedly moved the 9-year-old's body, which was found by her South Todd Elementary School physical education teacher, about 100 yards from her home under some brush. Court records show that the teen then washed and hid his clothes and hid the hydraulic jack handle in a drawer next to the stove inside the trailer. On February 6, when police tried to arrest Garrett, he reportedly became combative, fought, and used physical force against the officer. As we previously reported, on February 4th, Amy's adoptive parents, Chris and Kim Dye, her biological aunt, reported her missing to the Todd County Sheriff's Department. The Sheriff's Department contacted state police around 10:20 that night for assistance in the search, but about 2 hours later called back saying they had found the body of the missing 9-year-old. An unconfirmed source told 16 News on February 7th that Amy and Garrett did not go to school that Friday and were doing chores as punishment for something Amy had done at school. According to court records, the reasoning behind the 17-year-old being tried as adult was a, quote, substantial history of run-ins with the law. The teen turns 18 in October and remains at the Warren County Detention Center in Bowling Green without bond. Meanwhile, a Nashville woman accused of attacking the wife of Hopkinsville Mayor Dan Kemp was indicted by the Christian County Grand Jury today. 51-year-old Lori Ann Little was indicted on first-degree burglary and fourth-degree assault charges, but was originally charged with first-degree burglary and second-degree assault. On December 15th, Hopkinsville police reported that Little forced her way into the Kemp's Deepwood Drive residence and physically assaulted Henrietta Kemp by pulling her hair and causing minor physical injury. Little was arrested by police on December 16th at a hotel in Oak Grove. As previously reported by Source 16, Hopkinsville Police Detective Randall Green told the court during a January preliminary hearing that Little hired a man off of Craigslist to drive her to the Kemp residence and that she told him he was going to be in a reality TV show. In addition, Green stated the 51-year-old was the same woman who contacted Kemp several years ago, claiming Henrietta had stolen her daughter. Little remains in the Christian County Jail on a $35,000 bond. A Fort Campbell soldier accused of butchering his wife's dog just days after Christmas was also indicted by the grand jury today. 42-year-old Mark Staley of Denzel Drive was indicted for felony torture of an animal. He was originally charged with second-degree cruelty to animals. The 20-year military veteran's indictment says on December 27th of last year, Staley's wife, Ismelda, told police that her husband skinned her dog and then reportedly gave the dog to her in a bag when she asked where it was. Staley remains lodged in the Christian County Jail on a $5,000 bond. In other news, after over a week since an Ohio man went missing after a multi-vehicle wreck on the Interstate 24 Cumberland River Bridge, rescue crews have scaled back their search. Livingston County Emergency Management Deputy Director David Kuhn told Source 16 that rescue crews were back out on the water today, continuing to search the banks and conduct sonar scalings for the body of 64-year-old Roy Hastings Jr. of Wakeman, Ohio. However, he notes they have scaled back their search efforts to 2 or 3 hours a day instead of the original sunrise to sunset search that was being conducted the first few days. Coon says Lyon and Marshall County rescue crews have assisted in the search, and today, for the first time, McCracken County sent a rescue crew. State police reported that Hastings went missing after he lost control of his van and struck the inside wall of the Cumberland River Bridge the morning of Thursday, February 10th. Hastings reportedly got out of his vehicle before a semi-tractor and trailer hauling horses crashed into the back of his van. State police believe Hastings jumped over the side of the bridge to avoid being hit by the semi. A Hopkinsville man is the envy of his friends and family after winning a New Wave Communications contest. 28-year-old Josh Moody just received a free iPad after entering New Wave's Facebook contest.
I had 5 or 6 of them already trying to buy it. I mean, I had one buddy trying to put money in my hand yesterday, but I'm not going to sell it. You know, I've got an iPhone. I love it, so I can't imagine what the iPad's like. So thrilled about it, love it. I've never won nothing, feel lucky. Just a friend of them one night on Facebook, never thought I'd win, and here I am.
According to New Wave officials, the purpose of the contest was to reach more customers and to communicate the company's products and services to a wider audience. Moody was chosen after over 1,900 people clicked on the like option to enter the contest on New Wave's Facebook page. The next round of care packages for the City of Mayfield's adopted soldiers, the Bravo Troop, is underway at the mayor's office. This collection will be simply a care package, meaning anything that could be of use for the soldiers during their assignments to Afghanistan. Project Coordinator Mayor Teresa Cantrell says, quote, hard candy, nuts, gum, personal care items, etc., anything that they would need to have to get through the day is what we're collecting. Items may be dropped off at the mayor's office during regular business hours, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. It's officially tax season across the nation, and people all over are looking for the cheapest place to get their taxes done. Source 16's Michelle Herron found a place where students and low-income families can get their taxes done for free. Here's Michelle Herron with more.
It takes anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, and your taxes can be prepared by IRS-certified accounting students at Murray State University.
Foreign students and low-income families to come in and get their taxes prepared for free.
All tax preparations are done by volunteers and are reviewed for any mistakes.
I know they do a good double check, you know, so I never have a problem with wondering if they've done it right or not. They seem to know what they're doing, and it's double check, like I said, so.
The Volunteer Tax Assistance Program offered here at Murray State doesn't just help people get their taxes done, but also their accounting majors.
It gives us experience in preparing taxes because for a lot of us this may be what we do after we get out of school, and so it gives us a chance to kind of practice.
To use on their resumes and also counts as hours for their accounting honors organization, Beta Alpha Psi. Michelle Herron, Source 16 News.
Now, the free tax preparation sessions at Murray State University will be on March 4th, March 25th, and April 8th between noon and 4 o'clock in room 353 in the Business Building South. A Callaway County woman has been chosen to paint Governor Steve Beshear's official portrait. The Historic Properties Advisory Commission chose Joy Thomas of Murray among 16 candidates. The painting will hang in the Kentucky Historical Society's Hall of Governors in Frankfort. Motorists traveling in Marshall and Trigg counties next week need to be aware of some lane restrictions. On Tuesday and Wednesday, Kentucky Transportation Cabinet spokesman Keith Todd says an inspection crew plans to restrict traffic to one lane on the US 68 Kentucky 80 Egners Ferry Bridge at Aurora for a detailed bridge inspection. The bridge crosses Kentucky Lake, the Tennessee River at the Marshall-Trigg County line and serves as the western entrance to land between the lake's National Recreation Area. Once the inspection is completed, Todd says the inspection crew will move to the Kentucky 402 East Fort Clark's River Bridge in Marshall County, where inspectors will be climbing the bridge as they go about their work. Work at this site is expected to take about 2 days, likely Thursday and Friday. According to Todd, the inspection crew should be on site at both bridges around 8 o'clock in the morning to twilight each day. Well, if money grew on trees, it would make the Oak Grove Budget Committee's job a lot easier, but unfortunately it doesn't, and the committee is working to balance Oak Grove's budget for the next fiscal year. The committee heard proposed budgets from the Code Enforcement, Roads and Grounds, Animal Control, and Fire departments yesterday. Finance Director Sandra Harrison requested that all departments cut their budgets by 15% to help fund the new Oak Grove Public Library. But as the departments learned, it's a lot easier said than done. Crystal Skinner of the Code of Ordinance Enforcement is one of 3 departments that presented a budget that was over the 15% cut, saying new equipment is essential for the department.
To do the yard and then still having to go back through and redo them and correct them and fix them, and the contractor that we've had is just, his prices are they're really getting outrageous. And so even though we're asking for the equipment, it's going to be a large one-time fee, but the city can mow it and abate all the properties for a lot cheaper.
The Roads and Grounds Department presented a budget above the requested 15% cut, blaming the anticipated rise in gas prices over the summer and the addition of 2 new employees. The Fire Department presented a budget that requested a new pickup truck that would be used to haul equipment and would replace an unsafe ambulance that's currently being used to get the job done. The Animal Control Department was the only department that presented a budget that was considerably lower than the rest. The department told the committee that their new building and donated supplies will help them out significantly. The committee will hear from more departments next week. And thanks to an anonymous tipster, a Crime Stoppers fugitive featured this week is now in police custody. 44-year-old Michael George Meyer was arrested on a warrant by Hopkinsville police at 1717 High Street around 11 o'clock Thursday morning. The warrant was for contempt of court, libel, slander, resistance to order after he failed to pay court-ordered child support. He was also wanted for failure to appear on August 20th, 2004 on 4 traffic-related offenses. Meyer was booked into the Christian County Jail. Well, tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is $52 million and Saturday's Powerball jackpot is $126 million.